YouTubers, how are you doing today? If you've ever been on one of my motivational mixes, you know that I also go live with Facebook, and it always takes about a good 10 to 15 seconds for them to come online. So I appreciate you being here, and we're going to wait for them to come over here. And today's video is about recognizing resistance and how to overcome it. And it's our lunchtime quick mix. And I normally say quick mix, and sometimes it ends up being an hour, but I'm hoping it's going to be a real quick mix today. Let's go. Here we go. All right. YouTube, Facebook, everybody, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. So this is your afternoon or lunchtime quick mix with DeMarcus Tunstall. I'm going to be your motivator today, and I hope you guys are ready for this because I'm excited to give this to you. So our video is about recognizing resistance, and I got to tell you a story. And actually, before I tell you the story, I want you to kind of think about this. I want you to think about a time where one of your friends or one of your coworkers or somebody asked you to do something. Whether it was to go to this meeting, whether it was to help them out with this particular situation, whether it was to travel to this place, whether it was to travel to that place. And, you know, your first response is, well, I don't know, let me check my calendar. Or, you know, I'm not quite sure. One of the reasons why we do that is because we don't like telling people no. It's as simple as that. In the business world, if you notice when you do marketing, business owners don't want to necessarily tell you no. They'd rather be nice to you and string you along, and they think that's a better situation. And the job I'm at now, it kind of addresses that. They're saying, you know, get a yes or get a no, but tell me now, I gotta go. You know, that's one of the models that we've come up with. But have you ever had a situation where somebody asks you to do something, you're like, well, let me see, or let me check. I mean, my friends do it to me all the time. I mean, literally all the time. Especially if I tell them, hey, let's go out and enjoy the evening, or they say, hey, let's go get a drink. They're up and go, like, yeah, let's go. But I say, hey, you want to, you know, increase some money in your life? Do you want to help yourself in other areas? And they're like, oh, well, but then that same night, we're talking about how all the things in their lives aren't going well. Anyways, long story short, let's go back to this. So you've probably done that before, where you've had a situation where you addressed it and you kind of vaguely put it off, and or you said no, or you kind of got like, no, well, I'm not sure, or let me check, or you know what I'm saying, right? So I found myself today, I did the same thing. A friend of mine, she's a real estate mogul, and she's getting bigger and bigger, and she's bringing on a crew of people. She believes in me, and she sees that I have the potential to really do some great things in the real estate market. And that'll actually open up my free time so I can do some other endeavors like open up my school of leadership. Also create the funds that will allow me to do so. And so today she personally asked me, hey, I want you to come and shadow me. I want you to see how this is done. I want you to work with me on this stuff today. And my first instinct was, well, let me see. It was text message. I was like, well, let me see what I got going. Let me check, you know, what's going on. You know, I immediately began to put up my walls, as you know, build those walls, put up my walls of protection. And I had to recognize exactly what thank God I've gone through the trainings I've gone through, because I now recognize, if I catch it, I recognize what I'm doing. So what I'm actually doing is I'm blocking myself from anything outside of my circle. Now we're talking about that track, right? So if you stay on that track and you keep running that track, you keep going in circles, then you'll never get anything outside of the circle that you're not used to. Okay, so I actually started blocking her because she wasn't in what she wanted me to do wasn't in my normal circle. Instead of taking those same amount of steps and just going down the street, one of these generates distance, the other one just generates a circle. So I found myself. I said, you know what? Let me think about it. Let me see what's going on today. And I blocked her. So I want you to think about this. I'm glad I recognized it when I did, because I actually told her, I was like, you know what? I'm blocking my blessings right now. Because we have a tendency to do that. We have a tendency to block ourselves from what we don't know or we don't understand. I posted a quote yesterday that says, if we only go for or only make a move whenever we understand something, then we'll never go anywhere. The problem is we think that we must have complete understanding for us to go to any and every level that we need to go to, when that is nowhere near the truth. We need to make moves even when we don't understand what's going on. We need to make moves even when we don't get it. There's a quote by Richard Branson that says, if you're offered an opportunity, you say yes now and you figure it out later. You figure it out whenever, you know, you're in it. Because the thing is, that opportunity is one of those things that it doesn't come around all the time. Now, what I do know is I've invited you a lot to cash flow. I've invited people, they've made, I don't know if I have, you know that. So I've invited people to cash flow because I want them to see how their life is actually represented. I want them to get something from it, and they will. If they take the time to go with me, they'll start to see that opportunities are everywhere. but we don't recognize them as opportunities, because the way we view things that are different and new, if we don't necessarily know all the way about it, we immediately block it. So we don't see it as an opportunity. Instead, we see it as a deterrent from what we're trying to do. We're still trying to run this race instead of this one instead of this one. So what I need you to do is I need you to recognize your resistance. I need you to see when you start putting up walls and blocking things. If someone asks you to go to a conference, or someone asks you to read a book, or someone asks to sit down and talk to you, or someone wants to call you on the phone, or someone says, hey, you really enjoy this, take the time to just invest in it, just to see what it is, because you don't know what it will yield you. That might open a door that leads to a hallway that opens up your life that you need to be, or where you need to be. Just keep that in mind. So for every door you lock, is another room you're not able to go to, because a door can lead to another door, can lead to your future and where you're supposed to be, not where you are. This right here is like having only the doors that you know are unlocked and you've been into, only going into those doors. And anytime you have a door that you've never been into, you just walk away from it. I had a door open to me and an opportunity given to me, and I made the choice not to go. I mean, obviously I caught it, so I'm going to go, but it's a matter of finding out why you block yourself. And she actually wrote me back. She's like, I'm glad you found that out. She's like one of my mentors. So get a mentor. That's a huge thing, by the way. If you get a mentor, you'll start to realize things and they'll point things out to you. So what she said to me is this. She said, maybe the reason why you're blocking that, actually, I'm going to read it to you because it's pretty powerful. Ms. Trice, thank you for doing this for me, because it's a big deal. What she said is, and I promise I'll be done soon. She said, good observation. And it may be something in the area of, why do I deserve help or her doing this for me? Am I deserving? So that might be true. Do I deserve, like, I know what she can give me as far as the professional knowledge and the insight and all the pieces of the puzzle. But the question is, if I don't feel I'm deserving of it, I will never take advantage of it. That's why a lot of people don't take moves outside of their circle, because they don't actually think they deserve anything outside of this circle. They haven't thought about that. That's why you have to take this journey right here, this long journey, and start opening things and going places you've never been before and seeing things you've never seen before. That's how you get it. So when you come to a resistance and you find yourself going, well, I don't know, stop. Say, wait a second. Say yes. Go experience it, and then evaluate it. Because, you know, they say you don't know what you don't know, right? But you can't know what you don't go and find out. There's a lot of assumptions in the world. We make assumptions based on TV and media and other people who are small-minded. See, the funny thing is we take a lot of advice from people who are also running tracks. So you got people who are running similar tracks than you. Remember how we talk about you are like the 5 people who are just like you, right? So you find 5 people who are also running tracks, or 4 people who are running tracks like you. Now you're all going to do the same things in the same areas for the most part, and you're never going to go anywhere. But if you find a person who's going in a line, and you find 4 other people going in that line, oh, you're going some distance. That's a whole different ballgame. So just keep that in mind. When you start to say no, or you start to make an excuse, or start to go to your normal excuse, like, well, you know, normally I do this, or, you know, normally I'm busy, or, you know what, my life is really stressful. Think about that. By you saying no and your life is stressful, all you're doing is putting yourself back into your whole routine here. And that means you'll never go anywhere other than here. It isn't until you're willing to step outside of this that you get to the next level. So stop ignoring your resistance, but recognize it and say yes and figure the rest out later. Don't make excuses for yourself. You're not doing yourself any favors. As a matter of fact, what it is it's actually a psychological thing where your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, they're working together. So your conscious mind is their job to think for you. Your subconscious mind is just to kind of keep things going, repetitive emotions, no matter what, breathing, drive. You ever notice that you drove somewhere and you didn't realize that you kind of got there? That's your subconscious just taking the wheel while you're thinking, you know, along the way. So what's going on is that your body wants to make sure that you are consistently in a state of comfort. So your subconscious mind is thinking about things that keep you comfortable. That's what the immediate reaction is. And your subconscious mind is consistently wanting things to verify that you want to be comfortable. So your conscious mind is making decisions so that your subconscious mind gets exactly what it wants and keeps you comfortable and not having to stress or stretch outside of your norm. So you have to take steps. You have to go outside of this comfort zone here and get to one of these lines. So you got to go outside of your circle and take a leap forward, okay, up here, And then what you do from there is you grab this line and you follow it down. And that's the only way you're going to get something different in life. But if you move to the next level, you might end up doing the circle thing again. It's okay, but you have to start recognizing the patterns and recognizing the fact that you're in resistance. And the reason you're in resistance is because it's something that's foreign to you and it's not comfortable, and you don't want to do things that aren't comfortable. Your brain is designed to keep you that way. Les Brown will tell you. And that's all I have for you today. Right now, I'm actually going through recognizing my comfort zone because I'm trying to debate on whether to go to this conference in Philadelphia that might put my finances behind a little bit because I've been out of work for 2 months, or to go and get it and then just let it explode my life to the point I'm going to make some new moves. So my brain is like, don't do it, man, because you're comfortable. You know, you got to finally get on. You got to get back on. Blah, 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 blah. But my mind knows, my heart knows that if I go to this conference, it's going to open something up for me. And that's the reason it hit my mind and it came in my place in the first place, because it was designed for me to go. So you have to make those decisions. You have to step outside of your comfort zone to get to something greater. But remember that it's not going to be easy, and you have to recognize it before you ever make that move. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you for being here. I believe in love in each and every one of you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, fellas. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And I hope you guys got something from this video. Step outside of your comfort zone. Recognize your resistance. Step outside of that fear and see how great life actually is. Talk to you soon. Bye now.